Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we kept going with the main story for Prophecy DLC, and we will keep doing that.
I have good news. The Freeblade Knight is a...
Yay, we get a Ambrose Caradoc Crimson Wanderer mission.
Another heroic quest to cull the enemies of mankind. Glory to the Emperor! I admire your...
I was fine with Ambrose talking. I don't want to hear Caius.
Your retinue well, Inquisitor, but I haven't had the pleasure of fighting for you yet. But the Crimson Wanderer, this magnificent relic of our glorious past, is now on its way to strike down the unclean and the corrupted.
Unfortunately, because of how these missions are structured, we don't get any benefit to killing champions during this. Which kinda sucks, but it's whatever. Kinda disappointing, like, you don't get any loot out of these missions.
I must warn you, Knight, that the vaporous discharge you have entered is of an extremely corrosive nature.
A mere whiff of foul xenos stench cannot harm my glorious war machine.
Quite the contrary, the acidic fog can significantly damage the plating of your Knight.
Blast! Full speed ahead!
I just remembered there actually is a... I think it's like a mobile game that's for playing as Imperial Knights, like Freeblade, I think it is. Always wondered how it was. Kinda hope we start getting more 40K games that are more specialized like that. Because realistically, it's just a mech combat game at that point.
By the Emperor, will this unholy tide ever subside? The Wanderer is wading knee-deep in their corpses, and still they fight. I feel your frustration, pilot. I have fought the Tyranids only once. Rest assured, all the filth in the galaxy, I hated those abominations the most fiercely.
I think the easiest way to do a game for like a Freeblade would be quite literally just like MechWarrior 5.
In case you were wondering about my past, Inquisitor, it is shrouded in secrecy. I forsook my house and became a Freeblade a very long time ago, for reasons I cannot discuss, as I am bound by an oath of secrecy. I hope you understand.
Because then you could have like a couple Imperial Knights and you could do some fun stuff with that.
A solitary wanderer, Inquisitor, drawn to the darkest pits of hell by the flames of war and the cries of the innocent. I am glad to assist the Holy Ordos, and that is exactly how I met the Inquisitor who formerly led the noble company on your ship for a while.
Considering this is a purge mission, I thought they would have marked the enemy locations at this point, but I guess it's far enough along that they're like, nah, you can still stumble upon them yourself. Yeah, there, now it's all marked. But I think a MechWarrior style game as a Freeblade would be really fun. First-person cockpit view, fight and everything, swap out your weapons, fight renegade knights or orc gargants and stuff like that. There's a good amount of potential there.
The Squire Skulls are reporting new activity. The massacre has drawn out the Synapse creature as expected.
My experience in Xenos matters is limited to fighting them, Inquisitor. Is this development good or bad?
It is quite subjective, I'm afraid. You will be facing a truly monstrous creature. However, it also possesses a psychic power that unites the Tyranids of this swarm. so killing it makes them lose control.
But that is great news! The more dangerous the opponent, the more glorious the victory!
Or even you can follow the kind of mech warrior design, do a lot of stuff, like running an Imperial, or not Imperial Guard Regiment, a Space Marine chapter. And you take a number of Space Marines with you on missions. Because that would be cool, and you could have boss fights and all that.
Abomination! Inquisitor, the swarm is no more. The Crimson Wanderer has fulfilled its sacred duty. The area has been cleared. The machine spirit of my knight will need some soothing psalms after all this taint. You are free to proceed to the ancient shrine you seek, Inquisitor.
God, the L1 laser is just so good. Also, why are the guns pointed sideways like that? Yeah, they're pointed inwards at, like, his knees. That is a very weird animation to have. Probably not supposed to look like that.
Inquisitor, may I remind you that you have only gained temporary respite by eliminating the Synapse creature. The Tyranids are still unorganized, but soon another organism will replace the original Synapse creature.
I have no time to lose. I must locate that air-powered shrine immediately.
Yeah, I think there's good potential for a lot of 40k games. It's just there's a mix of problems. First, getting those who understand it, those who can make good games and proper mechanics, and the fear of burnout. Because that is something that is a very real danger to any franchise. And the problem is we get a lot of companies now who they see interest and growing interest as eternal interest. Or they see it as incredibly fleeting, so they need to maximize it. And it's an in-between. If you keep things on enough of a drip feed, you can keep people interested for a long time. Look at Star Wars. Last movie came out, what, 2005? For the prequel trilogy, and they were going strong for a long time. They were putting out video games, books, stuff like that every so often. It kept people interested. Then Disney came along, they oversaturated the market with, one, bad movies, but then they just did so much damage, and now they're trying to do like a major game every year where they're going to kill the franchise. Full stop, because part of the problem is you're going to run into the issue of where do you go? Because we already have the Jedi Survivor, so the Fallen Order sequel. And that's fine. You can have a sequel. But are they going to make a third sequel? Are they going to make a fourth? A fifth? They're going to keep pumping these out? This will be the big game for every, 2 to 3 years? Because at a certain point, the story is going to get real old. And that's the curse they're going to have to deal with. As with all things, it's a matter of moderation. Make just enough good stuff to keep people interested. We've seen that with Marvel. They made so much crap, people are bored with it. Which, I haven't seen the Ant-Man movie, but I've seen enough clips of MODOK that I'm incredibly disappointed. Because I like MODOK, I think he's a cool villain. And they just made him some mopey dweeb. And I'm like, well, why? Why did you do this to him? He's literally a altered human turned into a machine dedicated just to killing. And he's mopey and yelling that his name's Darren. It's like, I don't care. Feels like he's just there to be there. So they can say, see, we have MODOK, but really you should focus on Kang. I don't even care about Kang. Because I feel like if Disney keeps going, I already know what's going to happen. They're going to introduce Kang, have Kang do his stuff, beat him in the next Avengers movie. Then we'll see... I'm going to guess... Probably... So there's two options. There's... I think it's Kull or Null, who is the god of the symbiotes, but they might save him for Spider-Man. Or Venom, never know. And then your other option is Annihilus.
You are closing in on the shrine. The architectural components of the nearby ruins are consistent with our records on spiritual Aldari structures.
But there is Secret War stuff, so they might be doing like the Kree-Skrull War and the invasion. And that's going to be another... It depends on people who really care. I think they would have been fine if they didn't have to be making TV shows and all these movies, and every character's got to have like 3 movies minimum. It's like, nah, maybe know when to kind of cut a character. Also didn't help, they screwed over like Black Widow and made her movie come out way later and suck. And then they got Thunderbolts. There's so much, I'm just tired of it. The franchise is oversaturated. Oh,
Are you willing to call?
time for morality choice.
One condition.
What would that be?
You really, really need to survive your next battle.
God, I swear this fight gets easier and easier every time I do it. Admittedly, I'm only on +1 difficulty, but I don't think +3 would have made much difference.
I've promised you answers, human. So, you will have your answers.
Did you lead me here on purpose?
I might have manipulated you to help me take the spirit stone from this scorched pit of despair our planet has been.
This ranks as a highly improbable scenario, yet with the optimal outcome.
Yep, we got hustled by the Harlequin. But it's not a big deal. Alright. Oop. Another level up, okay. Ah, God, at this point... Well, I don't really want to take away my 5% critical hit chance. I haven't even been paying attention to that. Oh God, there's so much stuff to pick from here. %, life drain, shield drain. HP on hit, there's so much just in that I should probably invest in. Just stacking HP. Okay, this is starting to get absurd. Energy shield cap of sideways combustors increased by 50% of their max HP. Right now they're at like 2000 HP. So they would get another 1,000 shields. They'd be up to around 3,000 shields. And that's not including all these HP boosts I can put into it. So that's another 15%. I'm gonna go for some range damage, just because I want to get these guys high up, give them a lot of sustain, give them a good chunk of damage, because I kind of want to get to the point where I don't have to do anything anymore and I can be lazy.
Make of this ancient prophet.
Do you
Just
have a
get
destination for?
all the talking down done. Oh, we gotta find Grexus again. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's do 3 missions.
They had a chance.
Yeah, this is gonna go easy.
Now they have left them no choice.
Are they all melee Siloys? Yeah, they are. I might have to change that. Realistically, I could just go all range Siloys and do just fine. Okay, yeah, so these guys, if they have the same as the ranged ones, we would be getting 1,200 shield. That's a solid amount of shield. Especially for level 24. They would have, like, my health worth of just shield. That's a respectable amount. Yeah, I get that nearby enemy slain quite frequently, and it really sucks because when it kicks in, it's always when there's no one left standing anyways. I bet it'd be great on a melee build, having that proc, but when I'm doing ranged, it's like I'm far enough away that I'm not hitting anybody with the effect. I was able to run through the entirety of the storyline with the Crusader on extreme difficulty. But that's also the power of, like, the heavy bolter. One of its traits is that on hit, it will pin an enemy in place. So all you have to do is just find the big guy chasing you, get far enough away, and then just mag dump, and he can't attack you unless he has a ranged attack. I'm getting good damage from... Wait, did I even have that active? Okay, yeah, I do have it active. So I'm getting good damage for when I'm getting close to overheating, but it's kind of the curse of I don't get a lot of damage because I'm overheating.
Be careful, Inquisitor. They have fortified their camp with advanced defense systems.
Just plop that there for some helping. You know what game really needs a sequel, but will probably never get one? Outriders. I think they were on the right track. I think the Worldbreaker DLC, while cool, it was a lot of static parts to it, and just like, oh, it rotates what you're farming. I think that was kind of the downfall of that part. the look of everything, the traits, all that were really good. They hit a couple stumbling blocks, and I know from what I heard that it was actually incredibly expensive to make. But I'm not surprised that it wouldn't if it gets support for a sequel, I'd be shocked because it costs so much and because it's backed by Square Enix. And Square Enix is in their own world at this point. Like, I don't know what is up with Square Enix, but their people, their higher-ups are still on, like, the NFT train. And I'm just sitting here like, well, why are you doing that? That's probably not a good option. But they're still just like, nonsense, it's the future. Even though pretty much everybody's bullied crypto and Web3 out of gaming. Which I don't blame people for being resistant to it. Not even for like the environmental reasons, but just every time it's being done very half-assed, very scummy, or it just, no one's willing to explain how it works. It's just a bunch of buzzwords, play to earn, all this crap, without anything backing it, and I've mentioned it before, but they lack basic understanding of economics with this stuff, because if, let's say 1% of people per day get 1 gamer coin, well, if you have 100 people, that's only 1 gamer coin a day. If we're going with 1% of people per day get it. But okay, 1 gamer coin a day. You can charge a lot for that because there's only 1 per day out there. But if you have 1,000 people, now you get 10 gamer coins out there per day. And so on and so forth. And the very real problem is the value diminishes quickly. And no one provides a solution as to like, hey, how do you make it so the game can be big and popular while retaining value? Because I guarantee if there is any way of like, oh, well, we'll only let like 50 gamer coins drop in a day, regardless of how many people, someone will find a way to set up an API or use the API to scan for when they've dropped or if they've dropped, and the second 50 drop, there will be a Twitter account that's like, is there crypto or something? And it'll be like, no, there isn't, just don't play today. And everybody will rush to play right when whatever daily reset happens, and then abandon it the second it's not available. But of course that's implying everyone who's trying to come up with the stuff is on the level. And I don't think a lot of people are. As much as I try to be a person who has faith in people, I don't have faith in people when it comes to that kind of stuff. We've had too many bad experiences and too many scummy people do scummy things. Which is tragic. I mean, hell, I've even tried roughing out an idea of how to make it viable in a game, and no matter what, it doesn't look good. I remember seeing some guy who, they did like a Minecraft clone and they were hiring like Malaysian kids to play the game, to be laborers, to get resources. And they're like, oh, well, it gives these people a job. And I'm thinking, this is weird. You're using people from other countries as NPCs. I don't know, I find, I can't put my finger on it, but it comes off as morally and ethically wrong. Is that everything? Yep, whole area. Hey, now we get more crit chance. 8% critical hit chance. I will take it. God, the radium carbine doesn't even add up to my old one. Okay, yeah. Nah, I can't justify it. They're still not good enough. Sometime I really want to try a melee build, because I bet I could do something with it. God, so many just like wonky things where it's like, oh, here's maybe some useful stuff we don't know.
So tell me, Inquisitor.
But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.